Aerospace Ventures, but he is also the president of the Greater Miami Aviation Association, a group that's been around for a long period of time and in essence represents the aviation industry in South Florida. Aviv, thank you for being with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and of course the GMAA.
Thank you, Ro. First of all, it's a pleasure to be with you and with your audience. A little bit about myself. I always joke that when people ask me, what is this name Aviv? I said, well, I can't fake that I'm from Norway. I was born and raised in Israel. I grew up in Tel Aviv. Went to the military, served 3 years in the Israeli Defense Forces. And I arrived to New York in 1986. I was 24. I went to college in New York, Hunter College, worked full-time during the day and went to school at night. So it wasn't easy to go to a foreign country, to a city like New York in my mid-20s and do that. But, I think that's a great lesson for life
Sure.
when you do and you achieve such a thing. And in 1991, when my wife and I decided to start a family, we said, we want to move to Florida. We don't want to start a family in New York.
Yeah. Well, but remember that Frank Sinatra song, right? I mean, if you can, New York, New York, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere, right? I cut my own teeth, my career in New York City as well. And it is absolutely a spectacular place, for a young person to go and get, their career off the ground.
Actually, my son lives in New York right now. Adam is 25. He's doing IT consulting. He lives in New York. And my daughter, Maya, who's 28 years old,
Sure.
is in South Florida. She works for Merrill Lynch as a financial advisor.
Excellent, excellent. So when did you get involved in the aviation industry? Were you involved in the aviation industry in the IDF, or did that come afterwards?
Ro, just like every great thing in life, everything happened accidentally and for a reason.
Right.
I came to Miami. I had a financial background, and I was hired by a company in Miami International Airport, which was doing the contract maintenance for MIA on the cleaning and maintenance of the airport. I had no knowledge of the aviation industry. And while doing that, I was approached by a gentleman who ran a maintenance, repair, and overhaul company who asked me to come and be their CFO. And the rest is history. I mean, I got in as a financial person and just, we said once you're in aviation, there's jet fuel in your blood. That's it.
Well, talk to us about the aviation industry in South Florida. I think, very few people understand really what a big chunk of our economy it represents. Give us, sort of the parameters of that industry. What is its economic impact in the immediate community?
Yeah, I mean, many people take it for granted, but Miami is a mecca for aviation, has always been a mecca for aviation. From the 20s, the days of Glenn Curtis and Juan Tripp and Eddie Rickenbacker, all of them, by the way, founders of the Greater Miami Aviation Association, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. Since the days of the Pan Am service from Miami Beach to Cuba, always been a mecca for aviation as far as airlines and the airline industry and the maintenance industry, cargo, logistics. We have a very, very rich history with Eastern and Pan Am and Midway and so on and so forth. So we're just catering to over 400 companies, aviation companies in the 305 area that are related to aviation. And there's a tremendous economic impact of the industry, besides the fact that the airport is the largest economic engine of Miami-Dade. 1 out of every 4 jobs in Miami is related to aviation.
Wow.
So that's why it's so important to support aviation in Miami.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, you mentioned the history dating back to the 20s and 30s, and that's one of the things that I've learned about, in recent years. Um, South Florida really has been a very, very important component in the entire birth of the aviation industry, including, some of the names that you mentioned, Eddie Rickenbacker, Glenn Curtis, One Trip, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, these were, aviation pioneers. And one of the other fascinating things that I found out is that during World War II in particular, Florida, not just South Florida, but Central Florida as well, just sort of took off primarily because of the great weather that we have down here. It became a major training area for Allied, aviation crews, not just the United States Army Air Corps, but also, pilots from the UK and Australia would come to train here in Florida and in Central Florida. I don't know if many people are aware of the fact that George Bush Sr., who was a Navy pilot during World War II, flying torpedo bombers, was actually trained up here in Fort Lauderdale. And there's a little aviation
I did not
museum
know
up
that.
there
See,
that still
you learn
has.
something every day.
I'm sorry?
I said I did not know it. You learn something new
Well,
every
there
day.
you go. There's a wonderful little aviation museum up in Fort Lauderdale, at the airport there. It's on the sort of the edge of the airport property itself, but they actually have a little display of what George Bush Sr.'s barracks, or his living quarters would have looked like. And I think they've got like his original, flight suit or flight jacket, whatever, from that era. And at some point in time, I think it was his son, George Bush Jr., actually visited the museum, and there's a photograph of him there visiting, his father's artifacts from that era. But it's fascinating. South Florida really has had a very, very long history, and so many people that came to South Florida. A lot of the families that are down here, I run across them all the time, and I start asking about, tell me a little bit about your family background. Oh, my father was, a navigator and, came down here to train, and eventually after the war, decided to settle back here. Those stories are everywhere in South Florida. It really is amazing. You mentioned 1 in 4, but that impact is incredible.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the Greater Miami Aviation Authority. I'm sorry, I keep saying authority. It should be association. Started in 1927, is that correct?
Yeah, actually started in 1927 as the Greater Miami Airport Association. Okay. And it was formed with one purpose, to form Miami International Airport. Mm-hmm. And so a year later in 1928, their efforts have been successful, and MIA was open, and throughout the years, all these different major personalities have been involved with the association in trying to promote the interest of the industry in the region. And about 15-20 years ago, it evolved also to benefit some of the young aviators who seek careers in aviation.
You sent me a video. Let's take a moment to play that. And then immediately after that video, we're going to take a brief break, and we'll be back to talk about it. So let's take a look at that video right now, and we'll be right back in a few minutes after you've seen it.
Thank you.
Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be a pilot.
Please fasten your seatbelts and prepare for takeoff.
Hi, I'm Aviv Tzur. I'm the president of the GMAA, the Greater Miami Aviation Association.
Since 1927, the Greater Miami Aviation Association has been supporting the future of aviation in the South Florida community.
This is why we exist.
Through knowledge, networking, and cooperation, the GMAA supports South Florida college graduates who are pursuing careers in the aerospace industry.
Hello, my name is Michael Zaldivar. I was a recipient of the GMAA scholarship in 2015, 2016, and 2017. My story is one of adversity. Until the age of 10, I only knew how to ride a bicycle. I never imagined that one day I would actually be able to realize my dreams.
We support, first and foremost, low-income students. So through our generous scholarships, we give them the opportunity to fulfill their dreams.
I am a humanitarian pilot, and I fly in the bush of Africa for a humanitarian organization. Yeah, the GMA has helped me achieve my dreams by being able to not have any debt going into humanitarian work.
The GMAA George Bachelor Scholarship Fund is the lifeblood of financial support for our future aviation professionals.
I wouldn't be here if it weren't for sponsors that support GMAA and Bachelor Foundation.
The financial support these scholarships can provide is made possible through corporate community partnerships.
Working through organizations like the GMAA, George provided the much needed funds for scholarships to the community, and it's important to remember that they need all of our support to make sure that the ongoing legacy of aviation scholarships continues.
Our gala showcases the scholarship recipients, local community award recipients, and corporate sponsor partners, while the Midsummer Golf Classic raises additional funds and promotes the organization. These events provide a fantastic networking opportunity for local organizations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare for landing.
The GMAA is proud to be giving those with aviation dreams the ability to pursue them.
My family doesn't have the funds to provide for me to fly. It's through scholarships and through other funds that I've been flying.
With this scholarship that I received, and it's gonna open a lot of new doors, and I'm just really, really happy and really grateful for it.
I'm grateful for the scholarship because I was unable to afford it, but because of the scholarship that was given to me, I am able to go to school.
Please support the GMAA today, where you can turn aviation dreams into reality.
Cardio Beats from Longevity supports a healthy cardiovascular system and helps supply the nutrients your body needs to support better physical endurance. Your capacity to last a little longer is largely based on how well your cardiovascular system expends oxygen and circulates blood through your body. Cardio Beats helps combat the oxidative stress caused by physical activity by supplying you with key nutrients that support your cardiovascular system. These nutrients have also been shown to help improve endurance. Cardio Beats starts with organic beets, a rich source of nitrates to support healthy blood flow and oxygen transport. We've added whole foods from highly bioavailable seaweed and mango fruit, both known for blood flow support, and antioxidant-rich sweet cherries. Then, for even more heart health benefits, we finished it off with key amino acids. Take your physical endurance to the next level with Cardio Beats. Talk to your Longevity associate for more information.
We are ENTV USA. You can find us on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Roku. You can also download our mobile applications either from Google Play or from the Apple Store, depending on your online device. Give us a shot. You'll like what you see. Con una vista, basta.
Understanding your microbiome can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. To enhance digestion, Digesime Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Super Greens is a one-of-a-kind blend that's loaded with hard-to-find nutrient-dense superfoods. We've used what we've learned from our more than 20 years working with mineral-based nutrition to create one of the healthiest, plant-based nutritional products available. Each superfood was carefully selected so that it complements and enhances the others, helping to maximize Super Greens' nutritional power. Next, we added a specialized fermentation technique to increase the bioavailability of each superfood. Finally, we put in powerful probiotics and enzymes for added digestive support to give you jam-packed nutritional support. Longevity Super Greens, the highly alkalinizing super supplement that helps balance your body. It's the superfood-powered way to get more organic fruits and veggies in your day, all in just one scoop. Check with your Longevity distributor to learn more.
Antioxidants are essential to protect your cells against the damaging effects of free radicals. Purmeric by Longevity harnesses the power of nature to combat free radicals by delivering a potent boost of antioxidants known for their incredible healing properties. Sourced from certified organic turmeric root, Purmeric contains 95% curcuminoids, the active compounds that quash free radicals. Turmeric has been used in Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine for thousands of years to promote both heart and brain health, as well as its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. We've also included a botanical blend of phytonutrients that include flavonoids, carotenoids, and sulfides. These natural, plant-based chemicals are powerful contributors to overall health and well-being. Purmeric, the organic antioxidant supplement from Longevity, formulated to promote optimal health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting sugar-free berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
As you age, factors like health, weight, diet, and lifestyle can all impact your bones, joints, and general mobility. Over time, you might start to experience stiffness or pain due to damaged joints or connective tissue. Ultimate Glucogel by Longevity was created to help you limit the effects of wear on your joints. It delivers a daily dose of collagen-rich gelatin your body needs for joint elasticity and maintenance. Ultimate Glucogel contains a 1-to-1 ratio of gelatin and glucosamine sulfate, which is a key building block of your bone matrix, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, and connective tissue. Gelatin's unique blend of amino acids not only help with muscle and joint health, but also has been shown to provide additional benefits for the brain, skin, and hair. Ultimate Glucogel. Natural, optimal daily support for joint health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome back to Moscow Mas. I'm Raul Mas, and we are talking to Aviv Tzur, who is the Chief Executive Officer of AvBiz Aerospace Ventures, as well as the President of the Greater Miami Aviation Association. Aviv, that was a terrific video that we just saw, telling us a little bit about the work of the Greater Miami Aviation Association. How many members do you have today in the organization?
We have over 350 members from about 150 companies or affiliations, associations, schools, colleges. We cater to a very large swath of the aviation industry because not only we have manufacturers like Boeing and airlines like American Airlines and Spirit and Atlas Airlines just actually joined last week, one of the largest cargo airlines in the world. But we also have maintenance, repair, and overhaul companies like AAR and Commercial Jet. We have manufacturers, we have distributors, we have engine shops. And then we have all the different professions that support, like lawyers and accountants and insurance people and advertisers, people who support the aviation industry. So I would say that we represent every single aspect of the industry.
Is it fair to describe your organization as sort of a specialized chamber of commerce? Would that be a fair characterization of the group?
Yeah, I would say that's a great compliment, but I think that's what we aspire to be, as well as, of course, support the youngsters.
Right. And you support the youngsters through your scholarship program, which is quite impressive.
That's correct. So the scholarship program started by a very generous donation from the late, great George Batchelor. And we have used those funds and managed the money. And we embark on a few activities during the year. Most importantly, our gala, which is normally now in October. Actually, the gala was supposed to be tomorrow. The 17th was supposed to be our great gala, where we honor aviation luminaries from the area, but also honor the scholarship recipients. And over the years, we've given over $500,000 in scholarship to, every year is about 20 recipients. And I can honestly say that this is really the most rewarding part of my aviation career. In knowing that we actually influence and change the lives of these people.
Right.
I can give you a few examples. One young man, his name is Lossie Williams III. He has written a letter to me, and I didn't realize that he was homeless. He lived in his car. And we gave him 3 consecutive years. We gave him scholarships to get his license as a pilot and study. And today he flies an Airbus A320.
Unbelievable, man. What a great story that is. What a great story.
It's a great story. We have a guy named Peter Shepard who we supported for a few years as well. And he used the license that he gained through us to do charity flights in hard-hit area like in the Caribbean after hurricanes, or in Africa where there's famine. And he sends us videos from all these areas. He takes his family. He's a very, very charitable guy himself. We had, the last couple of years, we had a nuclear engineer, an aerospace engineer from Russia. Her name is Valerina Nikitina, and we supported her. She came and she is pursuing a degree in the US so she can work in the aerospace industry here. So, it's a very, we supported some veterans that try to, and I think this is something we all have to, we need to support our veterans. We need to support those who have sacrificed everything for us, and they come back and they need to have a career. They need to have a profession, and sometimes, they have a passion for aviation.
Yeah.
We gladly support them.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. Having that sort of impact in the lives of young men and women in the future is just an incredibly positive aspect of what your organization does. Tell me about the impact of COVID-19. We've all heard, obviously, that it has shut down for all practical purposes, a huge chunk of the U.S. aviation industry, not to mention, our hotel and tourism business here in South Florida. But how has it affected, for example, you know, the MROs, you know, the people that do the maintenance, repair, and overhaul, the engine builders, you know, all of those people who service the industry. I've got to imagine it's been like a domino effect, right? I mean, obviously, if the planes aren't flying, you know, they don't need as much maintenance as they did before.
Raul, I can't really sugarcoat it. I mean, I think the effect of the pandemic, it's like 3 consecutive 9/11s on the aviation industry. It's devastating. I mean, if you look at the aviation industry during the course of the last 9 months, or maybe more like 7 months, let's say, it's down 70%.
Wow.
Directly 1,200 people, I mean, sorry, 1,000,002 people have lost their jobs directly in aviation. Indirectly, the number is double. It's about $2.5 million people who are directly and indirectly connected to aviation that have lost their jobs. So what happens? The airlines are not flying, okay? Definitely not flying internationally. No inbound and no outbound flights. So they park their airplanes. They use very sporadically some of their other airplanes. So the ones that don't need maintenance, that the engines don't need maintenance. If they need a part, they normally would go to a part supplier to buy. They don't. They go to one of the parked airplanes and take a part. So there's a cascading effect, like you said, domino effect. And every single aspect of the industry is severely affected. I mean, I would say that with the exception of a few segments, cargo is doing fantastic because of e-commerce. The military is still doing well. Regional is doing better because it's an alternative to commercial aviation. Every single aspect of aviation has been very adversely affected.
Right. Well, listen, I mean, hopefully we turn this thing around soon. You know, this vaccine comes out sooner rather than later. I'm hopeful that 2021 will be a heck of a lot better than 2020. That's not going to be a very high bar to sort of jump over, given the fact that this has been such a disastrous year. But look, I mean, I've been saying this for some time. I mean, we need to take this COVID-19 thing seriously. But you know what? We need to get our economy up and going again. I mean, listen to the numbers that you just talked about. You know, 1.2 million directly out of work. Another amount, you know, similar amount from the indirect effect of the pandemic. You know, 2.5 million people, whatever, we're close to 2.5 million people out of work. That's horrible, man. I mean, that's why, you know, we've been suffering this kind of unemployment numbers that we have, and we need to figure out a way, a smart way, to get this industry back up and operating again, because, you know, these are people's lives, these are families that we're dealing with.
Raul, if I can send a message to your viewers, listeners, I myself and my wife, we have flown in the last 2 months 7 segments. I absolutely feel safe flying. First of all, you know, I've had a career of almost 30 years in the aviation industry. I know that the air we breathe on the airplane is safe. It goes through HEPA filters. It's filtered every few minutes. It is safe. Obviously, you need to take the right precautions. Obviously, you need to have your mask on. You need to keep your social distancing. You need to stay away from people who cough and sneeze and all that. But we got to live our lives. We have to start moving this economy in the right direction. And I'd be remiss, by the way, if I didn't say that the U.S. government stepped in and basically saved, maybe temporarily, but basically saved the aviation industry when they gave them the, with the CARES Act and the PPP.
Sure.
Other countries did not follow suit, and their airlines and their the aviation companies are in much worse shape than we are. So kudos to the U.S. government for recognizing how essential aviation industry is.
Well, listen, I'm hoping that, you know, once this election is over, that Republicans and Democrats, regardless of who gets elected, can come together and figure out, you know, another round of stimulus spending or whatever to really, you know, get us through this final stage. Because, like I said, hopefully the vaccine, you know, is around the corner, and, you know, we'll make some inroads against the virus in that form. But you got a lot of people out there that are hurting. You have companies that are literally on the brink. And, if we're not able to provide some sort of a lifeline to them, we're going to see a huge segment of our economy permanently impacted. And as we mentioned at the beginning of this program, that has a huge impact on our local economy in South Florida as well. That's why I wanted to highlight this, because I think very few people understand exactly how big your industry is here in South Florida.
Yeah, and let's not forget, aviation is the lifeblood of the economy.
Yeah.
Because that's how you transport people and goods from one place to another place all over the world with the most minimal amount of time.
Yeah.
And so if we want to, have a resurgence in our economy, global economy, the only way we can do it is through renewing our flights. I mean, look, right now, we hardly have any flights between Europe and the US. Moreover, in Europe, intra-Europe, they don't allow flights within the countries there. Wow. So, like I said, they're suffering greatly. We're suffering, but, we still have flights that are domestic flights, which is great. And from what I understand, I spoke with Lester Sola, he's the CEO of Miami Airport. Numbers are coming up. I mean, a few days ago, we had 45,000 people in one day at MIA. It's nowhere near the 125,000 that we had pre-COVID, but I mean, it's a step in the right direction.
Terrific.
So we're getting there, Raul.
Great.
We'll get there.
Listen, we're sort of running out of time, but give people an idea of how they can get a hold of you, your website address, or best way for them to contact the Greater Miami Aviation Association if they want to get involved with your group.
Thank you. So if you want to learn more about the Greater Miami Aviation Association, please go to gmaa.aero, A-E-R-O. You can, see again the video that Raul showed you. You can see some more testimonials. You can find ways where you can donate. And please, if you want to get involved, we're happy to get you involved.
Thank you. Thank you, Aviv. Thank you for taking time out and sharing with us what's going on in the aviation industry in South Florida and telling us a little bit about your own background and involvement in the industry. Appreciate your time and appreciate what you're doing in terms of the organization and in particular those scholarship efforts to help the future young men and women who are interested in careers in aviation here in South Florida. Thank you again, Aviv. Take care and have a good weekend.
Thank you so much, Raul. You take care.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Paying attention to your overall health also means focusing on the command center of it all, your brain. Factors like stress, lack of sleep, poor diet, a sedentary lifestyle, and the bombardment of pollutants and toxins can all diminish brain and neural functions. When was the last time you concentrated on your brain health? Synaptive by Youngevity is a cutting-edge, unique brain support supplement that delivers powerful nutrients both immediately and throughout the day. Its anti-stress nutrients provide instant brain-boosting support that helps with mental focus and cognitive activity. To enhance your body's neuroprotection, Synaptive's full-spectrum antioxidant blend targets 6 major classes of free radicals that inhibit brain function. This powerful nutrient combination also promotes healthy blood flow to the brain. Synaptive, optimal antioxidant neuroprotection and support for a healthy brain. Now that's something to think about. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Cardio Beats from Youngevity supports a healthy cardiovascular system and helps supply the nutrients your body needs to support better physical endurance. Your capacity to last a little longer is largely based on how well your cardiovascular system expends oxygen and circulates blood through your body. Cardio Beats helps combat the oxidative stress caused by physical activity by supplying you with key nutrients that support your cardiovascular system. These nutrients have also been shown to help improve endurance. Cardio Beats starts with organic beets, a rich source of nitrates to support healthy blood flow and oxygen transport. We've added whole foods from highly bioavailable seaweed and mango fruit, both known for blood flow support, and antioxidant-rich sweet cherries. Then, for even more heart health benefits, we finished it off with key amino acids. Take your physical endurance to the next level with Cardio Beats. Talk to your Youngevity associate for more information.
As you age, the collagen that helps keep your body in optimal physical condition breaks down faster than your body can replace it. But now, it's easy to give your body the healthy dose of collagen it needs with Collagen Creamer from Youngevity. It's a delicious vanilla-flavored coffee creamer that's packed with 7.5 grams of bovine-sourced collagen peptides. Youngevity's Collagen Creamer uses 2 types of collagen to better supply the protein needed to repair and strengthen the connective tissue in your body. It also supports healthy hair, skin, nails, and even bones. We've also formulated Collagen Creamer with MCT, healthy fats that the body is able to absorb and convert into an instant boost of energy. Add it to coffee or one of your other favorite beverages when you need it. Youngevity Collagen Creamer. Support for healthy connective tissue and more energy, all in a tasty vanilla-flavored creamer. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
As you age, factors like health, weight, diet, and lifestyle can all impact your bones, joints, and general mobility. Over time, you might start to experience stiffness or pain due to damaged joints or connective tissue. Ultimate Glucogel by Youngevity was created to help you limit the effects of wear on your joints. It delivers a daily dose of collagen-rich gelatin your body needs for joint elasticity and maintenance. Ultimate Glucogel contains a 1-to-1 ratio of gelatin and glucosamine sulfate, which is a key building block of your bone matrix, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, and connective tissue. Gelatin's unique blend of amino acids not only help with muscle and joint health, but also has been shown to provide additional benefits for the brain, skin, and hair. Ultimate Glucogel. Natural, optimal daily support for joint health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Just because you're a certain age doesn't mean you have to look it or feel it. Immortalium by Youngevity was developed to support your body's ability to age normally and healthfully. It's an advanced anti-aging supplement that combines the most effective essential nutrients in a cutting-edge, bi-layered and extended release tablet designed to support your telomere health and natural aging process. Telomeres are the biological clocks within your cells that form the protective ends of almost every chromosome in your body. Telomeres help prevent the chromosomes from deteriorating. The longer and healthier the telomeres in a cell, the greater the health and anti-aging benefits. Immortalium contains synergizing antioxidant enzymes and telomere health-promoting nutrients that are quickly absorbed to give your body time to break down the antioxidants and put them to work. Immortalium, advanced anti-aging support that can help fight the natural aging process. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
A strong heart is a happy heart. Your body's systems depend on a healthy cardiovascular system to thrive. Without a healthy heart, you could experience symptoms like fatigue, aches and pains, dizziness, or shortness of breath. Youngevity developed Ultimate EFA Plus with a proprietary balanced blend of essential fatty acids. We started with flaxseed oil. It's been shown to improve the elasticity of arteries and support healthy blood pressure. Next, we included cold water fish oils, rich in omega-3s that can promote a healthy cardiovascular system and even increase levels of good HDL cholesterol. Then we added borage oil, known for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Blended together, these essential fatty acids provide you with the optimal blend of nutrients to help maintain normal cardiovascular health. Ultimate EFA Plus, the right nutrients to improve your heart health naturally. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome back to Moscow Mas. Thank you for sticking with us. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Aviv Tzur. I've known Aviv for a number of years, just a great individual, doing phenomenal work with the Greater Miami Aviation Association. Aviv has also been very involved with the Beacon Council here in South Florida, promoting economic development in the region. So he's one of these guys that, just a great individual, perhaps not as well known as he should be, but he is absolutely moving the needle here in South Florida. And my hat's off to him. I always enjoy talking to him, whether it's at a business meeting or social event or whatever. Just a great personality in South Florida. Want to go over some of the events of this past week. Obviously, we're just a couple of weeks out from the presidential election on November 3rd. It's just absolutely amazing how quick this news cycle, as they refer to it, is these days. 1 minute you're talking about one specific topic that came out, and suddenly something new comes out and completely changes the course of the conversation, and you're off talking about something else. I mean, look at what happened just in the last couple of weeks. We were talking about the debates and, the vice presidential debates and the end of the first presidential debates, and suddenly the president comes down with COVID-19, and all of a sudden the focus shifts from the debates to the president's health. Then, the focus shifts to whether or not he's going to be able to make the second event, and we have that whole brouhaha over, whether it was going to be a virtual ceremony or not a virtual ceremony. He ended up basically canceling the virtual proposal from the Commission on Presidential Debates, and we moved forward onto new ground. And last night, Thursday night, we saw dueling town halls, one from President Trump and one from Vice President Biden, in front of very different crowds, very different scenarios, and got a sense of the fact that these are two very different candidates. I mean, I think, when you see Donald Trump in action and you see him, talking to a moderator and talking to people, man, you can feel the energy in that guy. And I was switching back and forth and going to Joe Biden. And, what I saw in Joe Biden was, what I think many of us have seen. Sort of this long, wonkish debate about policy, and he sort of mumbles through it and he gets the numbers wrong. And, obviously, I've made no bones about it. I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative, I'm pro-Trump. But man, I just don't see how Joe Biden at age 78, seeing his performance last night, how anybody can take a look at that and say, this is the guy that should be leading our country for the next 4 years. I have a really, really hard time with that. And on top of that, perhaps the most significant news of this week, which, I've been talking about Hunter Biden long before Hunter Biden was a household name in America, and I say that quite honestly. I hate to sort of get into, people's families and their businesses and stuff, but, Hunter Biden has had a very checkered past. And unfortunately, his father has been a willing accomplice in sort of, continuing to support, his son, perhaps as he should, as a father. You love your children unconditionally. But this young man has been a train wreck his entire life. And he is now probably single-handedly, causing enormous damage to his father by the fact that he left a laptop at a computer repair store that has now come out to contain, incredible emails showing that, in fact, there was a very strong link between Hunter Biden's position on the board of Burisma in the Ukraine and the fact that, he was being paid to use his father's influence to benefit the company and to benefit the Ukraine while his father was in charge of Ukraine policy in the White House during the Obama administration. The emails are there. And there are people that are trying to downplay it, starting with the social media venues. Twitter didn't want to talk about it. Facebook practically shut it down. And yet this story was broken by the New York Post. It was front page in the New York Post starting on Wednesday, I believe. The New York Post is a respectable newspaper. I mean, it may not be the New York Times, but guess what? New York has two major newspapers, the New York Times and the New York Post. And it is widely read and respected, in Manhattan. And they've got serious people working there. And they got their hands on this laptop. They've scoured through the hard drive, and they have found this incredible series of emails, not to mention, you know, some pretty, how would I say this, some pretty, some pretty amazing, some pretty, not amazing, some pretty despicable photographs of Hunter Biden, you know, sound asleep in bed with a crack pipe hanging out of his out of his mouth. I mean, just really disturbing images that show you, you know, exactly how horrible drug addiction is. Okay, and again, not harping on the guy's personal behavior. Okay, but it's important for Americans to understand. It's important for you to understand that these kinds of activities on the part of Hunter Biden, done with the implicit, certainly perhaps not explicit, but certainly the implicit approval of his father, okay, and perhaps even the explicit approval of his father, that's what one of the things we're trying to determine, pose a national security risk for the United States of America. I mean, do you not think that our adversaries, Russia, the Chinese, are aware of the fact that Hunter Biden's son has an enormous problem with crack cocaine? Do you not think that those countries would use that vulnerability to take advantage of it to either directly or indirectly influence his father, the Vice President of the United States during the Obama administration, and now potentially, you know, a presidential candidate for the United States of America? I mean, these are troubling things, folks. You know, look, I grew up in an era, you know, in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, you know, the Soviet Union. And, you know, one of the tactics of the old Soviet Union, of which, you know, Vladimir Putin grew up in the old Soviet Union, was, you know, the use of, you know, salacious details, you know, involving sex and involving sexual relationships, you know, men with women, men with men, women with women, you know, whatever, as a tool to control and to embarrass and to hang over the heads of politically influential people and their families. And, you know, we're seeing that again. The only difference is it's now the 21st century. Our attitudes towards sexual relations have changed enormously in the decades since, but that information is just still incredibly embarrassing. And when you see some of these images that the New York Post has released, you know, and as they said, look, you know, I heard their managing editor say, we didn't, you know, publish these images, you know, because of their salacious, you know, content. We did it, number one, to prove that this is in fact, you know, Hunter Biden's laptop. Okay, if you've got all these sort of private photographs of him, you know, in a bathtub, sleeping in bed, you know, various different scenarios, you know, that's pretty strong evidence that this laptop did in fact belong to Hunter Biden. I mean, you know, a whole treasure trove of intimate, you know, personal photographs of Hunter Biden and, you know, girlfriends and whatnot. But also, to drill home the point that, you know, this is a national security risk for the United States of America. I mean, you've got the son of the vice president involved in all sorts of nefarious activities and very vulnerable to being exposed by the Russians or the Chinese, or in this case now, our own major newspaper, the New York Post. Folks, it's an important story. Okay, it's an important story, and again, not because of the salacious nature of it, but because it is a national security risk. It does, in fact, you know, some of the stuff that's coming out leads you to believe that Joe Biden was, in fact, very aware of what his son was doing, and there is even language in there and emails in there that suggest that Joe Biden was getting a cut of what his son was making as a result of being on the board of Burisma and doing business with the Chinese and all of these things going on back and forth. There's mention in those emails to setting aside some money to take care of, quote, the big guy, and that the big guy's shares would be held by H, not mentioning specifically Hunter, but it would be held by H. Who else is H besides Hunter Biden? So, look, the mainstream media, or as I like to call them, the propaganda ministries of the United States, are avoiding this subject like the plague. They continue to try and say it's, well, been discredited, this is not true. But listen, if this laptop is, part of some incredible, Russian disinformation scheme, it has got to go down in history as the most elaborate hoax ever perpetrated by any nation state against another in the history of mankind. There are simply too many coincidences, okay? Too much stuff that is available on that laptop to suggest that it is anything other than Hunter Biden's laptop showing a clear ties to the Ukrainians, to the Chinese, and his specific language mentioning that his father is involved in the deal. Take a look at it, make up your own mind. Don't pay attention to me. Go to the New York Post, read the story for yourself, see the images yourself, and make up your own opinion. But folks, I can tell you for a fact that if this was one of Donald Trump's sons, and and even a fraction of what Hunter Biden is accused of doing, it would be front page news on social media, on every major newspaper throughout the world, and it's not. And it's not because the mainstream media is corrupt. The New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC, all of those organizations are incredibly corrupt. They are no longer objective news organizations. I've been saying it for some time, and I'll continue to say it until I take my last living breath. Do not rely on these organizations for news. Do not believe them. Go and read for yourself from a variety of different sources and get the truth. And listen to this program, because that's what I'll always tell you. Thank you for being here on Mas con Mas. I'm your host, Raul Mas. See you again next week, and thank you for supporting this channel. Thanks again to Grimal Joyeria, Cachita Coffee, and of course, Longevity for the sponsorship of this program. Take care. See you soon.